It all started with an avocado. Not just any avocado, but the kind that looks perfect on the outside. Smooth, deep green, promising creamy perfection inside. But as soon as I picked it up, I could tell. It was as hard as a rock. That moment, in the middle of the produce aisle, would become the unlikely catalyst for a major turning point in my life. There I was, in the produce aisle of the market, surrounded by glowing kale, perfectly misted lettuce, and lighting that made every vegetable look like a supermodel. But instead of feeling inspired, I was on the verge of tears. The world around me seemed to blur, the hum of the store fading into the background as I stood frozen, clutching that unyielding avocado. Every single avocado I touched was a hard green rock. It was the week before my period, and this tiny inconvenience felt like a cosmic betrayal. I could feel frustration bubbling up inside me, way out of proportion to the situation. Why did it matter so much? Why did I feel like the universe was conspiring against me over something as trivial as an unripe fruit? My hormones were throwing a wild party in my brain, and I was not invited. It was as if my emotions had been hijacked, and I was just along for the ride. I felt overwhelmed, irrational, and completely out of control, all because of a produce section mishap. For years, I'd been riding a hormonal roller coaster, one week on top of the world, energized and optimistic, the next exhausted, irritable, and ready to cry over the smallest things. I'd always brushed it off as normal, something every woman just had to deal with. But deep down, I wondered if it really had to be this way. I kept wondering, is this just what being a woman is? Am I doomed to feel out of control every month, to have my moods and energy dictated by forces I can't see or understand? Was I just supposed to accept that my body and mind would be at odds with each other over and over again? That day, standing in the middle of the store, I realized this wasn't really me. The real me was buried somewhere under layers of hormonal chaos, stress, and a lifestyle that was completely out of sync with my biology. I was tired of feeling like a stranger in my own skin, tired of letting my body's chemistry dictate my happiness. I decided right there, avocado-less and all, to stop being a victim of my own biochemistry. I made a silent promise to myself. I would learn everything I could about my body, my hormones, and what I needed to feel balanced and whole. I would stop blaming myself for things I couldn't control and start taking small steps to support myself, even on the hard days. I left the store that day with a new determination, a spark of hope that maybe, just maybe, I could become a detective of my own body and reclaim my well-being. I realized that the journey wouldn't be about finding a quick fix or a miracle cure, but about understanding and honoring my natural cycles and learning to work with my body instead of against it. This wasn't about a quick fix. It was about honoring my natural cycles and feeling good every day. I started to see self-care not as a luxury, but as a necessity. I began to track my moods, my energy, and my cravings, looking for patterns and clues. I experimented with new routines, nourishing foods, and gentle movement, all in the name of supporting my body through its ups and downs. And it all started because of a stubborn avocado. That little green rock became a symbol of my turning point, a reminder that sometimes the smallest frustrations can lead to the biggest breakthroughs. Looking back, I can laugh at how much that moment meant to me, but I'm grateful for it. Because from that day on, I chose to show up for myself, avocado or not. Before the avocado incident, before everything changed, I was living on autopilot. I moved through my days without really noticing the subtle ways my body was trying to get my attention. I thought I was just busy, just tired, just stressed, like everyone else. I became an expert at tuning out my body's signals. Headaches, fatigue, irritability. I brushed them off, convinced they were just part of the grind. I ignored the warning signs, thinking I could push through anything if I just worked harder. Hustling through my 20s, I looked like I was thriving on the outside. I was always busy, always chasing the next goal, always saying yes. But inside, my hormones were a mess, and my energy was running on empty. I was surviving, not thriving. When I was diagnosed with PCOS, it felt like a puzzle piece finally clicked into place. Suddenly, the cystic acne, the unexplained weight gain, the missing periods, they all made sense. But knowing the name didn't make the symptoms any easier to live with. My moods became a roller coaster, weeks where I could barely get out of bed, followed by days of restless, anxious energy. I felt trapped in a cycle I couldn't control, never knowing how I'd feel from one day to the next. I went to doctor after doctor, hoping for answers. They offered me pills to mask the symptoms, but never took the time to explain what was really happening inside my body. I left every appointment feeling more confused and alone. It all came crashing down the day I called in sick to a big presentation. I was paralyzed by insecurity, brain fog, and a sense of failure I couldn't shake. That was my rock bottom, the moment I realized I couldn't keep living this way. That low point forced me to stop outsourcing my health to others and start taking responsibility for my own well-being. I decided to become my own advocate, to dig deeper and search for real solutions instead of quick fixes. I dove into research, reading everything I could find about hormones, nutrition, and women's health. Slowly, I realized that my symptoms weren't failures. They were messages. My body was trying to communicate with me, asking for help in the only way it knew how. I began to see that my body wasn't broken or working against me. It was doing its best to protect me, to send signals that something needed to change. I just had to learn how to listen. I stopped fighting my body and started supporting it. I learned to slow down, to rest, to nourish myself in ways I never had before. This shift in perspective changed everything. It was the beginning of true healing. For the first time, I felt empowered. I finally began to learn my body's language, and with that understanding came hope, compassion, and a new sense of peace. Let's break down the science, simply. Hormones are your body's text messages, and estrogen and progesterone are the main mood messengers. When balanced, you feel happy, calm, and energized. When not, you get anxiety, irritability, and the blues. After your period, estrogen rises. Think sunshine, optimism, and energy. You're wired for connection and creativity. After ovulation, progesterone takes over, bringing calm and introspection. But modern stress can leave you low on progesterone, leading to classic PMS. Tracking your cycle is like having a roadmap to your emotions. You can anticipate shifts and respond with compassion, not confusion. Suddenly it's not what's wrong with me, but what does my body need right now? This awareness is the first step to emotional well-being. It's not in your head, it's in your hormones. Once I understood my hormones, I changed how I ate. The cycle syncing method means matching your food to your 4 hormonal phases. Follicular phase, after your period, eat light, fresh foods, lean proteins, sprouted beans, lots of veggies. Ovulatory phase, load up on fiber and antioxidants, raw salads, fruits, and greens to support detox. Luteal phase, focus on B vitamins and healthy fats, roasted root veggies, leafy greens, complex carbs, and avocados. Menstrual phase, replenish with iron-rich, nutrient-dense foods, salmon, beef, seaweed, bone broths. Eating this way isn't restrictive, it's intuitive. You're giving your body what it needs when it needs it. I shifted from salads to soups, from light to hearty, in sync with my cycle. It's about listening to your body's cravings and honoring them. Food became my ally, not my enemy. Food matters, but you can't out-eat a stressful lifestyle. Chronic stress raises cortisol, which steals from your progesterone and throws your hormones off balance. The solution isn't eliminating stress, but managing your response. Sync your workouts, high impact when estrogen is high, restorative when progesterone rises, rest during your period. I stopped pushing through burnout and started honoring my energy. Small, daily stress busters matter, 5-minute meditations, deep breaths, a walk in nature. It's about activating your body's rest and digest mode, not just surviving. Turning stress into strength is how you build hormonal resilience. This shift changed my energy and mood. Your lifestyle is the foundation of your hormonal health. You're busy, so self-care has to be simple. In a world where your to-do list never seems to end and every minute counts, it's easy to put your own needs last. But what if you could recharge in just a few moments right where you are? Forget hour-long rituals. Try the 5-minute reset. Even the busiest boss babe can find 5 minutes. These micro breaks are designed for your real life, not some idealized version of it. Micro habits like humming to activate your vagus nerve can calm you instantly. Just a few seconds of humming can send a signal to your body that it's safe to relax, lowering stress and boosting your mood. Take a few deep belly breaths, making your exhale longer than your inhale. This simple breathing technique helps reset your nervous system, bringing you back to center even on the most chaotic days. Build in 2-minute buffers between tasks. Pause, breathe, reset. These tiny pauses help you transition smoothly, so you're not carrying stress from one task to the next. In the car, before you turn on the radio, sit in silence for a moment. Let your mind settle. Even a brief pause in your car can be a mini oasis of calm before you dive into your next responsibility. For moms, try sensory anchoring. Focus on one sense, like the feel of warm water or the smell of coffee, to ground yourself. Notice the texture, the temperature, the aroma. These sensory moments can bring you back to the present, no matter how hectic things get. These tiny moments of presence pull you out of stress and into calm. They remind you that peace is possible, even in the middle of a busy day. They're practical, science-backed, and fit into any schedule. You don't need fancy equipment or a lot of time, just a willingness to pause and reset. Quick calm isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. When you make space for these resets, you're not just surviving your day, you're thriving through it. Sprinkle these resets throughout your day. A stretch here, a mindful sip of tea there, a moment to breathe before your next meeting. It all adds up. You'll build resilience, balance, and happiness, 5 minutes at a time. Over time, these small acts of self-care create a foundation of well-being that supports you in every area of your life. Self-care can be simple and powerful. Remember, you deserve moments of calm no matter how busy you are. Start today and watch your energy, focus, and joy grow. You can eat well and exercise, but your mindset matters most. Negative self-talk keeps your body in stress mode, pumping out cortisol. Healing starts with the stories you tell yourself. Practice radical self-compassion, especially during PMS. Honor your need to rest. Shift from self-criticism to kindness. Treat yourself like a friend. Try body-specific gratitude. Thank your body for what it's doing in each phase. This rewires your brain to see your cycle as powerful, not a curse. Embrace the as-if mindset. Act as if you're already balanced and happy. Set intentions. I am calm, centered, and in control. Your brain builds new pathways for joy and well-being. Mindset magic is real. Hormonal harmony starts in your head. Choose thoughts that support your healing. Knowing what to do is easy. Doing it consistently is the challenge. Lasting change comes from small, sustainable shifts. Habit stacking was my secret. Attach a new habit to an existing one. Drink lemon water before coffee. Take supplements after brushing your teeth. Start ridiculously small. 1 minute of meditation, 1 handful of spinach. Build momentum with tiny wins. Embrace imperfection and celebrate progress, not perfection. When you slip, get curious, not critical, then get back on track. Celebrate every healthy choice, no matter how small. Positive reinforcement makes the journey enjoyable. Healthy habits become a lifestyle you love. Brick by brick, you build a foundation for lasting wellness. Consistency, not intensity, is the key. We've gone from grocery store meltdowns to the science of our bodies. My journey wasn't magic, it was a series of conscious choices. I chose to listen to my body, nourish it, move with love, and rewrite my inner narrative. This path is open to you too. Imagine waking up stable, understanding your energy, and handling stress with calm. The cycle syncing registered trademark method is your roadmap back to yourself. Don't try to do everything. Pick one thing that resonated and start there. Start small and let progress build. You don't have to have it all figured out, just begin. Your future, vibrant self will thank you. Here's your invitation. Step into hormonal harmony. Become a student of your own body. Are you ready to claim your power? Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video on Happy Life Secrets TV. If you enjoyed it and found it helpful, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop us a comment below and let us know what you think or share your own secrets to a happy life. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content. We're here to bring a smile to your day with tips, tricks, and secrets to a happier life. See you in the next video.
Today is another good day. Unlock the path to your best self. Discover the transformative power of the 12 happy life secrets. Embrace all of them and watch your happiness thrive. Remember, your happy life is an inside job.